Hello everyone, and now welcome to game number 2 in the series between Happy and Foggy. Happy spawning as the red Undead on the bottom left hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Foggy has spawned as the blue Night Elf over here on the top right. This is going to be the Night Elf versus Undead matchup, and so far Happy really showing why he is one of the better players, as he just easily handed Foggy some early harassment and then followed up with solid gameplay and hit and run tactics. We'll see if it will be a repeat in terms of strategy, tactics, and results in game number 2 here, as we are now game number 2 of this best of 3 series. Death Knight about to make its appearance, as we already see the Ancient of War rooted in its position and now ready to go, as we now also see, well, perhaps the Wisp need to do a bit of repairing. Alright, there you have it. A bit of damage has been dealt. Ancient of War now needs to eat a bit of trees, as the damage he absorbed getting rather high here, as we now see a couple of rogues and a renegade wizard just meant to be finished off now. Meanwhile, the Death Knight opting to go for a fight a little bit closer to home in game number 2, and it looks like he may even try to get to level 2 first. Level 2 first will open up the Death Coil ability and allow him to also do a little bit of harassment on those Wisps. Oftentimes Wisps are able to get away oh so easily, but one attack from a ghoul plus a Death Coil is enough to finish off a Wisp and try and stunt the Night Elf economy early on. You can see that the Death Knight is still doing more and more creeping here, as you see him finishing off the Apprentice Wizard and now this final rogue here. Ancient of War finishes up training another archer. We see that Foggy is not going to make the same mistake twice. He is actually getting a large enough archer army to deal with any sort of early harassment. However, he is now being forced to deal with a large number of skeletal minions and ghouls. Will he be able to box himself or get away? He is already sitting at level 2, and he's able to squeeze away back off to the north. A little bit of an unlucky break there for Happy, as Foggy able to push through and live to fight another day with that Demon Hunter. Yes, he did have a Cloak of Shadows, but even with a Cloak of Shadows, the Death Knight would have been forced to buy Dust of Appearance, as we now have Boots of Speed and a Staff of Teleportation. Still, Happy opting to go a completely different route here in game number 2 by still doing some heavier creeping. Ghouls quickly making their way around the Renegade Wizard, which is the majority of the damage dealer at this particular creep camp. The Enforcers also do deal high damage, but do not have that medium armor. Death Knight picks up Devotion Aura, remembering his days as a Paladin of Azeroth, as the ghouls are now trying to escape back out. Demon Hunter perhaps going to get off a mana burn there, do a little bit of damage, and perhaps try and prevent any more ghouls from getting healed back up. Ghoul down to 86 hit points, but now that he is back on Blight and under the cover of Unholy Aura, his hit points will regenerate rather quickly, already back up to 112. Alright, now so far Happy has been moving out very purposefully throughout this matchup. Meanwhile, Foggy has been trying to do a little bit of responding of his own. He's finally here at this Forest Troll Berserker creep camp, and he should be able to finish this creep camp out without any real harassment. Happy, on the other hand, has been selectively choosing his creep camp targets, purposely going after these relatively weak level 5 creeps that are dropping very big items. You can see this Renegade Wizard perhaps going to drop another powerful aura item. It does get taken down. No, it is going to be a Boots of Quelt the Loss instead. A good item, adding 1.8 armor, but most likely will end up being sold unless, well, the Death Knight has some sort of agility hero alongside with him. Demon Hunter right here going after some units. There's a beautiful Death Coil once more saving Demon Hunter. Is it gonna go ahead and try and mana burn the Death Knight? No, it is not, but it is gonna end up surrounding the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter now in serious trouble. Staff of Teleportation used instead, as he will be able to teleport back home without much of a problem. Naga Sea Witch by Foggy looking to finish off this particular creep camp here. Foggy looking to take down the Kobold Taskmaster, a 5-3-3 creep camp. Meanwhile, where is the Demon Hunter? I don't see the Demon Hunter anywhere. Oh, Demon Hunter is right there and going to be picking up some of these items. We do see a Sentry Ward and Cloak of Shadows. We'll see how those are used. Naga Sea Witch does have cold arrows, which does mean that any sort of fleeing unit is going to have a very difficult time trying to take or trying to get away successfully, as the skeletal minions here will just end up falling apart. Naga Sea Witch ready to go. Kobold Taskmaster along with some tunnelers. This 5-3-3 creep camp will get cleared out. Naga Sea Witch, I know, will not get to level 2, does not have enough experience right now unless the Demon Hunter does back off just in time. Cloak of Shadows has been given. Let's see what is going to be left here. Death Coil stealing that last Kobold there. Naga Sea Witch a little bit sad, as we do see a rejuvenation potion used by Foggy. Now, what is the Death Knight planning to do here, as we already have the Lich? Lich getting that +3 Mantle of Intelligence. Boots of Quel'Thalas was sold, as we're looking at more buildings being placed down again. Crypt Fiends now making their way back off to the north here, as it looks as though Foggy will be able to get in some peaceful creeping and by himself right now. Importantly, raising his army from a 2-1 heroes perspective to a 3-2. That is going to open up better mana burns for that Demon Hunter, deny perhaps a Death Coil and or Frost Nova, and really even things up, as he is playing a little bit of catch up right now. 34/40 supply compared to 46/50. Slaughterhouse now training up some obsidian statues, as we see where exactly Foggy can go next. Foggy still sitting at 34/40. Ancient of Lore is training up the Adept training and also that Abolish Magic. That is the reason why there is such a big disparity in terms of supply. Black Citadel about to be completed, but the number of upgrades or tech upgrade that we see Foggy have are not currently accounted for in his army. We also see an Ancient of Wind, most likely for Hippogriffs as well. But what is really going to come of this? The army currently of the Night Elf is just far too weak, not going to be able to get that much mileage out. We do see a Tome of Agility being left behind, but that needs to be picked up by the Demon Hunter for a really strong effect. Instead, picked up by the Naga Sea Witch, so it will perhaps attack a little bit faster and also have a little bit more armor. All right, down across over here, Death Knight, what is happening? You can see Demon Hunter off to the north here. Are we going to see an engagement going after those units? There is a quick Frost Nova and Fork Lightning. Archer is going to get taken down here, and this is where I believe the mass numbers of Happy are just going to be far too much. Far too many units and far too large of a hero level disparity. Well, is it that big of a... No, it's just 3-2 against 3-2. Sorry. Army size disparity to really make up for that difference, especially with that Frost Nova landing down, that very powerful slow across all those units. Naga Sea Witch also being brought into the field as well, has a potion of greater healing in order to try and stay alive. Enforcer gonna go ahead and get taken down there, 29-34, very high damage indeed. Meanwhile, back off to the north now, you can see, Manual of Health quickly picked up as we see the teleport back home. Moonwell, is it going to get cleared out of mana first? No, it is not, as the Demon Hunter quickly uses a Moonstone in order to try and stick around this fight. Naga Sea Witch now seen that level 3. Demon Hunter mana burning down the Lich. Not even sure how he was able to click on the Lich amongst the sea of units. As you see, so much focus going down into play. So far, the rejuvenation needs to go down on the Demon Hunter first. A lot of low hit point units. Hippogriff now joining in on the fight, but there is currently only one destroyer in play. Is it going to get taken down? That is the big question, as we see Orb of Venom now being used to try and push back that destroyer. Oh, what is this? Ancient of Wonders looking to join in on the fight. Ancient of Wind should perhaps be uprooted as well, as you see a lot of low hit point ghouls. That might actually just give a big advantage there, as another 2 ghouls get taken out. You also have a burrowed Crypt Fiend trying to still survive here, as the Demon Hunter still looking to just wander around. Staff of Preservation saves the Demon Hunter, who is currently in the backfield. And is that going to be enough? Demon Hunter needs to pick up a potion of healing, perhaps to move forward once again. Mana burn onto the Death Knight. Death Knight unable to Death Coil off, as it only had 68 mana left, as we are still looking at this fight here. Demon Hunter down to 285 after the potion of healing. He would nearly be dead. Now down to 270, as we need to see another rejuvenation come in from a bear, and for it to happen quickly. A standing army, 37/30. What you see is what you get from Foggy. He is now going to be supply blocked, and it needs to figure out how to survive this oncoming loss of buildings and structures. Destroyer purposely moving all the way to the back here, trying to devour magic off of that Demon Hunter. Instead gets slow poisoned and Orb of Venom for all of his efforts and work, but it did, well, it did work for a little bit of time. All right, still continuing this fight here. Destroyer down to 0 mana. There goes a Frost Nova there. Demon Hunter going after that Destroyer, just going after it with everything he has. Finally takes it down, but will he be able to really do anything else to follow up? Foggy looking to finish off the remainder of these units. You do not see any more Burrowed Cryptfiend. Staff of Preservation saves the Demon Hunter again. Potion of Healing once more used again, as we now see a bear will get taken out. That Lich with that Orb of Corruption removing so much armor consistently, still causing problems, but there is not enough of a standing army by Foggy. Foggy looking to finish off these remaining units. No, oh, there is a Dust of Appearance charge. Cryptfiend, is it going to be able to get taken out? No, it is not, as we do see the GG, and Happy takes the game, even though he has a slightly lower score. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game number 2 of this best of 3 series. Happy taking the series 2-0.